VP Digital with Under Armour. We're a performance apparel brand, pretty big in the United States, still growing in the Middle East. Yeah, I mean, Omnichannel's been around for about 7 years or so, let's say, give or take. And each year, the challenges and the opportunity Omnichannel brings is shifting. It's different. In fact, in my keynote, that was one of the things I talked about, which was like, what are the things in Omnichannel which matter still today? Because people love to hate the word Omnichannel. Because they're like, oh, that's so yesterday. It's so much about cognitive computing or something else tomorrow, right? And it's really, Omnichannel, the simple thing is like reducing friction. And what's friction in the age of today? It could be very different. So for retailers today, I think it's a challenge with prioritization. When you have limited capital and tons of opportunity because your consumers shifting and changing dramatically, you have to kind of go out to this variable object and figure out where's your priority based on where your business is, where your brand is, where your consumer is. So I think a lot of the time it's not even about the idea anymore, it's about the execution, which is such a different challenge from 5 years back where you wanted the big visionaries, big thinkers coming in, helping brands. I mean, brand ambassadors are in essence the face of the brand in one sense. So if you think about a brand like Under Armour, we have signature athletes like Steph Curry, who's the NBA's most valuable person. You've got Bryce Harper in MLB, MVP, Carey Price, NHL, Andy Murray, #1 tennis champion in the world. So, and then AJ, Anthony Joshua, he just won the World Heavyweight Championship yesterday, beating Klitschko. So you think about all these athletes and what they mean to us, essentially that's what people know about the brand. I mean, obviously we can make great product, but if you think about a company which could just make great product devoid of personality, because these athletes ultimately provide a versatility of personalities, and you and I can connect with one or many of those personalities, and the brand starts to become a lot more human. Yeah, so I mean, I think this is a classic question everybody asks me, like, what's the next thing in the world of wearables? Do you estimate we're going to still make wearables? And my answer is, I don't know, but if I had to guess, we probably won't be making wearables 5 years from now because everything else would be embeddables. It's about fabric technology, right? It's about shoe technology. It's about everything becoming smarter. If you talk about IoT, Internet of Things, everything is becoming smarter. Everything is becoming connected. So, in fact, Sundar Pichai, who's the CEO of Google, he mentioned that the idea of tangible interfaces, which is idea of interfaces which I can touch, is going to go away. And everything else would be about things which I don't touch. So if I want something, if I think I want something, it's there. There's no interface there. The interface is my mind. So I think the world will rapidly evolve before we know it, and I think the companies and the brands have to gear around it. Yeah, the store, and I think I'm personally really motivated on the use of emotion in stores, because anything which is convenience driven, stores are falling apart because they have been modeled around convenience, because the malls of yesterday were very much about, hey, I have a mall in my neighborhood, I can go and shop. Digital e-commerce has taken the place from convenience. So what's the role of stores? You can't have a bunch of friends go to e-commerce shopping session, right? So we just signed on arguably the most promising retail space in the world at the FAO Schwartz building in New York, where the classic movie scene from the movie Big with Tom Hanks and the piano is short. So what do we do with the piano? Like, that's the classic question. The question is not like, what is our assortment strategy in that store? So I think when you think about the role of stores, it's about how do you double down on emotion? How do you double down on emotion to build better experiences? I think mobile is going to remain the dominant shoppable object. What happens with mobile, how smarter it gets in the course of next 12 to 18 months, I think it's anybody's guess. Because mobile technology is moving so fast from understanding more about objects. And I mean, like, if you think about like what mobile's being used in store right now, it's mostly for price comparison, right? or product information. But now imagine a world where I have Steph Curry through an AR, VR scenario in mobile, and I'm using my mobile phone as an AR device, and I have Steph Curry playing hoops at the background. So now you think about what mobile's doing, it's enhancing your sensory experience in the store, not only just for a price comparison, but actually it's a companion to your shopping experience. I think for a seamless retailer, it's you gotta disappear as a retailer and you gotta become more present as a brand. And I think there's a big difference between a retailer and a brand in my mind, because a retailer is just a facilitator of things. A brand is something you believe in. So how do you get the retailer part in the background and start to really focus on surfacing your brand in the retail experience? I think that's sort of what seamless retail to me is.